There's a part of you that already knows that you were made for more than just surviving, knows that there's something powerful inside you, something quiet, electric, ancient, and waiting. And maybe all this time, you've been looking for a way to unlock it. You've done the routines, you've tried the hustle, you've repeated the mantras, but deep down, you're still wondering, what if change doesn't come from pushing harder, but from letting go of everything that's keeping you small? What if your thoughts really do shape your life, not as a metaphor, but as a literal blueprint? What if your brain, your body, your breath were all keys? This book isn't about religion. It's not about magic or fantasy or blind belief. It's about science, biology, neurology, quantum physics, and it's about how, when those systems align with your intention, something extraordinary starts to happen. You begin to heal. You begin to attract. You begin to remember who you were before you were told to be realistic. This is Becoming Supernatural, a roadmap for anyone who's tired of living stuck and ready to experience something beyond the ordinary. And tonight, as you let yourself rest, we're going to explore what it means to change your energy, to change your future, and to rewrite the story you've been living in. So breathe, close your eyes, and let's begin. We are not as fixed as we think. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you repeat, it's doing something inside you. Thoughts are electrical. Emotions are magnetic. When you think and feel, you create a measurable field of energy. And over time, this energy starts shaping your biology. Most people wake up and immediately enter their old self. They remember who they were yesterday. The same problems, the same routines, the same internal story. This is what the author calls the familiar past. And if you live from it, you're guaranteed to repeat it. Why? Because your body memorizes your emotions. You wake up, check your phone, feel stress, remember your identity, and activate the same chemistry you did yesterday, over and over. The same hormones, the same neural pathways, the same future. And yet, if you can interrupt that pattern, if you can become conscious in the gap between who you've been and who you want to be, that's where the shift begins. Neuroscience shows that the brain is plastic, capable of rewiring itself through thought alone. And more than that, the heart produces its own electromagnetic field. The body responds to feeling more than thinking. That's why you can't just think your way into change. You have to feel it. Feel the gratitude before the healing comes. Feel the wholeness before the partner arrives. Feel the abundance before the money shows up. Because in this model, the future doesn't happen to you. You happen to it. So if thoughts create energy and emotions carry intention, then where does that energy go? The book introduces the idea of the quantum field not as philosophy, but as physics. This is the invisible realm where all possibilities exist. Not just the one life you're currently living, but every version of you that could exist, if you tuned into it. It's like a radio dial. Most people stay on one station: worry, lack, fear. But if you change the signal you're sending through elevated emotion and focused intention, you begin to receive a new future. This isn't wishful thinking, it's coherence. The heart and brain enter a synchronized state. The body calms, the stress chemistry fades, and suddenly, you're not just thinking differently, you're broadcasting a new signal into that invisible field. You move from survival into creation, from reaction into alignment, This is where meditation becomes the tool not for escape, but for embodiment. You close your eyes, disconnect from your senses, and rehearse a new future with all your heart. You begin to believe in it more than your past. You start to feel it as if it's already real. And slowly, the body follows. The brain rewires. The field responds. Because you're no longer waiting for life to change. You're becoming the change. You are not your history. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your trauma. But your body might still be living there reacting as if it's still happening. This part of the book explores the deep connection between emotion and illness. When we store resentment, guilt, fear, it doesn't just stay in the mind. It moves into the cells. The immune system weakens. The nervous system gets stuck in fight or flight. But here's what's extraordinary. When you change your energy, your biology follows. The book shares stories of people who've healed from chronic conditions, anxiety, even disease, not through external intervention, but through internal transformation. It's not magic, it's coherence. When the brain and heart align, the body enters repair mode. Stress hormones drop. Feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine rise. The immune system reboots. The body remembers how to heal when you stop drowning it in the chemistry of survival. You stop living from the past and start creating from the present. And one of the key practices? Gratitude. Not for what you've received, but for what you're already becoming. You begin to love yourself, not for who you were, but for who you're now choosing to be. Not perfect, but present. So, how do you make it last? You rehearse the new you until it becomes familiar. You begin every day not with your old identity, but with your intention. You meditate not to escape life, but to shape it. You ask, what would my future self feel right now? How would they walk? What would they believe? How would they speak? And then, you practice being them now. Because the real secret isn't becoming supernatural. It's realizing you already are. When you think new thoughts, you wire new brains. When you feel elevated emotions, you broadcast new signals. When you stop letting the past predict your future, the field responds. You start noticing synchronicities, strange alignments, the right people, the right timing, the unexplainable ease of what used to feel hard. This is what the book calls living in the unknown, stepping into the field of possibility with trust, not fear. And the more you practice this way of being, the more natural it becomes. Supernatural isn't a miracle, it's a method, one that begins with awareness, grows through repetition, and stabilizes through gratitude, love, and belief. So tonight, as you let your thoughts slow down, as your breath deepens, as you rest, remember this: your body knows how to heal, your mind knows how to grow, and your heart already knows the way. Let go of who you were, embody who you are becoming, and let that energy carry you into the future, gently, fully, and freely.